Welcome, friends, haters, gentle lovers, and feeders. Join me as we experience together the most bafflingly interesting person on the internet. On today's episode, Amberlynn Reed does basically nothing. Hello, my friends. So Amberlynn uploaded, and it says, I am done. Now, if she's talking about her diet, I will not be surprised at all. But I also will not be surprised if it is some sort of clickbait title, right? Like it's talking about her Lego or something stupid. And just a heads up, if you hear some weird noises in the background, my kids are having sleepovers tonight. So it's just going to be noisy in my house. And that's why I'm hiding out in here. Anyway, so let's find out exactly what Amberlynn is done with. If you'd like to like and subscribe, that would literally be hectic. I'm not going to lie.
Hello, welcome to another What I Ate Today video. So I am counting calories on Noom, so that means every single thing that I eat, that means it is already tracked on Noom, but I will not be speaking about how many calories I am eating or how many calories a certain food is because I am realizing that is triggering for me when I sit there.
Okay, yeah, it's because it's triggering, yeah. It's not because people keep calling her out and she keeps like giving really stupid numbers for calories, right? Like she said the several things that she ate at bingo was like 1,200 calories. And it was a lot of food and a lot of fried food and a lot of really just unhealthy stuff. So it's because it's triggering you guys. Not that you're calling me on my bullshit. It's just triggering. Of course, Amberlynn thinks everything is triggering. And I am still convinced that Amberlynn just doesn't understand what actual like regular emotions are. You know, she feels a normal emotion that everybody feels, and she thinks it's because she's terminally unique. She thinks it's some catastrophe, some world-ending emotion that she's feeling. But if we were to feel it, if we could like hook up to her brain and feel it, we'd be like, yeah, that's just like embarrassment, or that's anger, or that's whatever, you know, triggering.
There and I do something I literally hate, which is weigh my food, measure it, put it into Noom. I hate counting calories and I do it all accurately because if I'm doing something I hate, then I'm going to do it the right way because then what would be the point? So I do all that and then.
That's not really how it works though, right? Like you think you're doing it right. Okay, so what she's saying is, and I get what she's trying to say, is that if I hate doing it, then I'm going to do it right because if not, I'm just wasting my time doing something I don't like. But the problem is, you don't know what you don't know. And if you're not doing it right, whether you mean to or not, then you are wasting your time. So you can sit there and say you're doing it right all day long. That doesn't make it right. And if you're doing it wrong because you're just ignorant and you don't know what you're missing or don't realize what you're doing wrong, then you're just going to continue doing it wrong over and over and over again while saying, I'm doing it right, you idiots. In fact, in one of the last videos, she said, when you try to like call me out on my calorie counting and I can show you that I've done it right, it makes you look dumb.
I know what I'm doing. I know how to log. I have a food scale that is very reliable. You guys looking at a bowl of food, you guys can't estimate that. You don't have the labels. You don't know how much it weighs. You also don't know the ingredients or anything like that. Like I can't even tell you how many times I've had something in front of me that was so blatantly obvious of how many calories it was just because I had the nutrition label right in front of me. And people are like, nope, you're lying. But this is one of the very reasons why I hate doing What I Ate Today videos, especially when I'm counting calories, because people are always thinking I'm doing it wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. I have done it for a majority of my life. I've done it for over 2 decades and a half. I do know how to count calories. So stop coming for me because it makes you look dumb.
Just the fact that she can sit there so confidently and say, obviously I'm doing it right. If you did calorie counting right, we wouldn't be here, you know?
People are like, nope, she got her calories wrong on literally every single thing that I eat when it's so blatantly obvious that I did not do it wrong. I have all the food labels in front of me. I have a food.
Is it blatantly obvious? Is it blatantly obvious? I mean, you might think it's blatantly obvious because you think you're doing it right, but that doesn't make it right.
Food scale in front of me. So since that is a triggering thing for me, I will not be doing it, but just know everything is logged. I'm staying under my allotted calories. And yeah, let's get into it. All right, you guys. So my first meal is going to be leftovers from last night. So last night I made steak, potato, corn, and Brussels sprouts. And I just put it all in this leftover container together. All right, so I'm just going to put my food in the microwave. So it is warmed up.
So she clearly showed herself putting it in for 3 minutes and 33 seconds just so that people would be like, what the hell? Why are you doing it like that? You know, but I am going to go out on a limb and say it's because she's so lazy. She doesn't want to take the time to push any more than just one button. She just says, I'm pushing 3. I'm just going to continue pushing 3. I'm not moving to any other numbers. Also, 3 minutes is a long time to microwave something like that. But remember, she's unique. She loves that overcooked food. Of course, microwaves don't really cook anything, but still.
I just kept it in the same bowl because why not? So this is a lean steak. The potatoes are just like this. I think it's called like Potato Company, Little Company. I don't know. Something company. Comes in like a package. I actually show it in my vlog that you guys will be seeing on Monday. Corn and Brussels sprouts. I just cooked in a pan with some seasoning. Genuinely, fully recommend that. Bon appetit. So I'm going to watch a show while I eat this. And yeah, I'm just going to enjoy. Oh, by the way, I also have a water.
So think about this. Let's imagine for a second that you decided, I want to upload something to the internet for somebody to watch. I want to entertain somebody, right? I need to think of something that could be entertaining, that people would enjoy watching. I just don't think any of us would think, you know what I'm going to upload? Me watching TV and eating my dinner. You know, this is Amberlynn's content. She is so convinced that she is so interesting that just her watching TV is something people would enjoy. And I mean, I guess some people do. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm watching it. Of course, I'm watching it for a reason. I'm watching this video to call Amber out on her bullshit. But I mean, somebody out there has to enjoy just watching her. Of course, most people that are enjoying this are enjoying it for a specific reason. But yeah, she just thinks watching TV is interesting enough to be content.
All right, I'm done. I do low-key wish I had more Brussels.
And she gets to make a living doing that. Like literally, she set up her phone, watched TV for, you know, an episode or whatever, and then moved on with her day. This video is 6 minutes long, and she's going to make a living doing this. Like, it's just, as a society, what has happened to us that this can be rewarded, that this kind of life can be rewarded the way it is?
All right, you guys, it is time for me to show you what I'm eating next. So we have whipped cream cheese on mini bagels. The whipped cream cheese is less calories than normal cream cheese. And then the mini bagels are obviously less calories than like the regular size bagels.
Okay, so yes, that is correct. Whipped cream cheese is less calories than non-whipped cream cheese. And the reason for that is because it's a lot of air, right? When they whip it, they introduce a lot more air into the cream cheese. So you actually get a lot less cream cheese in the same amount of space. So yeah, and honestly, I enjoy the whipped kind better myself. But also, these look like they're not even toasted. That's weird. But I do think it's funny that she says, I'm having these mini bagels because they're less calories than the full-size bagels. Yeah, that's great, but you're having 2 full bagels. Like, why not just have one? You know? Why not have one, like, normal-size bagel? You know, or 2 halves or whatever. But she doesn't understand portion sizes. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure those are not toasted. What a weirdo.
So I do have 2 bagels, and then I have a pepper, which I'm dipping in sriracha. So this is a sweet pepper, so it's super good dipping it in the sriracha. And then I have a radish.
Hang on. There it is. Got her. Of course, I'm cutting this out, but real quick, I'm gonna see if I can get a screenshot of it. Yeah, look. Oh, that's perfect. Look how she eats her radish, like on the side. She kind of goes, like, that's weird. That's not normal. Literally everything she does is just so fucking obnoxious.
So I always eat the top first. And do you guys prefer it toasted, warmed, or just like right out of the bag? For me, I prefer it right out of the bag because I like the texture.
Okay, I'm sorry. That is weird that you would just pull a bagel right out of the bag and not toast it. Does anybody else? That can't be normal. I have never met anybody that would eat a bagel without toasting it. That has to be like, that's weird, right? Okay, now I'm questioning my sanity because do people do that? Do people eat bagels right out of the bag? I feel like maybe for her, it's just because she doesn't want to have that extra step. She's like, I got to get to my bagel, and toasting it takes too long. I just want to eat it now. But let's see why I think she says why. Hang on.
For me, I prefer it right out of the bag because I like the texture.
Are you sure? Because that's not texture. Again, maybe I am crazy and I have no idea what I'm talking about, but that just seems really weird.
This is my second water of the day. I almost reached for a diet soda, but I was like, girl, you got to drink your 2 waters first. So I have my next meal.
Well, it's a good thing she's got those rules in place that, she made for herself, because she's going to stick to those forever because, she has so much self-control, and it's worked for like 3 days, or 4 days now. So habit, it means she's going to be good for the rest of her life. Those pounds are falling off, I think.
I had a 20-piece nugget from McDonald's.
Oh, Jesus Christ. She ordered a 20-piece nugget. Why? Why would you ever order? Why would a single person, especially when they are on a diet, why would you ever order a 20-piece nugget? That is bonkers. Please tell me that she says, I shouldn't have ordered that much food, right? Surely she's going to say, that was too much. I shouldn't have ordered that much. Let's see.
Half of a sweet and sour. I also got a Diet Coke, but...
are there enough calories in the sweet and sour sauce to mention that she had half of one? I mean, for one package of sweet and sour sauce, it's 48 calories. I mean, 50 calories isn't nothing, but it's still just kind of weird that she would even mention that when she's eating a 20-piece nugget. You know what I mean? I ate a 20-piece nugget and half a sweet and sour sauce packet. I don't think that part matters. I think we could probably skip that because the nuggets themselves were so many calories that the sweet and sour sauce didn't make any difference.
I didn't even eat all of the chicken nuggets. I ate some, and then usually I start getting really sick of them, and the inside of them kind of creeps me out. So I just ate.
Then why do you order them? Oh my God. The last few videos, I have said that something in that video that she said is competing to be one of the dumbest things she's ever said. And this is right up there with them. I usually order it. I get tired of them halfway through and the meat creeps me out. Then why on earth are you ordering them? And of course she has to say the meat creeps her out. Now, in this rare occasion, I will give her a little bit of credit. If a meat is going to creep you out, it would be a chicken McNugget. So, I mean, I'm not saying that meat isn't a little creepy, but if you know that, why are you ordering it? And also, she says every chicken creeps her out, every meat creeps her out. So she sort of has lost the right to say that the McNuggets creep her out because she says everything creeps her out. So this is so dumb.
The inside of them kind of creeps me out. So I just ate the outside of them, as you can see here. So that is what I just had. This just gets dumber and dumber. The more she talks, the dumber it gets. She really just ate the outside. That's so stupid. Okay. There's so much stupid about this. I don't even know where to start. Now, we know that chicken McNuggets are not healthy, period. They are not healthy at all, okay? So just what I'm about to say, just keep that in mind. If there was a healthier part of the nugget, it would be the inside. So of course the part that she ate was the fried batter on the outside that she probably really enjoys. This is the behavior of somebody that needs real, actual intensive help. And that I'm not joking about. This is seriously not okay. I don't know how you can do this and not think something is wrong. I need help. Because this is bonkers. The fact that she ordered it at all and didn't even really mention, I realize I shouldn't have ordered that much. That's way too much. She really thinks a 20-piece nugget is just a normal amount of food. Most of us have sort of been indoctrinated, I guess, to think that a 10-piece nugget is a pretty normal amount of food for a meal. When somebody says, hey, I'm going to McDonald's, what do you want? And you say nuggets, it's the 10-piece. That's just the default. So the fact that she treats a 20-piece nugget like that, I mean, what else needs to be said? We know what the problem is. She doesn't understand portion size. Now, if you ask her, why are you eating this much food? Why did you order a 20-piece? She will say, because the 10-piece doesn't fill me up and then I'm still hungry and that triggers me or whatever.
And she'll say, a normal person can get full on 10-piece, but I have to have a 20-piece to fill me up. Well, then you've got a problem because your stomach will never get used to eating less food until you start eating less food. My flabbers are officially gasted.
Here. So that is what I just had for my meal. All right, you guys, next meal. So this is something that I've been enjoying. We have cottage cheese with tapatio, and these are just some cheddar pretzels. They're called cheddar twists. Who knows? And then we have a good old sweet mini pepper.
And this is another great shot of her chewing with just her front teeth.
So earlier I actually didn't film myself eating McDonald's because I was watching the new episode of Yellow Jackets and I was glued to it. I actually started eating when my mom called me.
In a recent video, she was talking about how she is only going to dial back her ordering of the delivery takeout, right? She's still going to eat out. She's still going to eat at restaurants. She's still going to eat at bingo. She's not going to cut down on anything really substantial or significant, only just the delivery. She's only going to do that 3 times a week, according to her. And I said, while delivery does make it easier to eat those calories and stuff, that's not the problem. That's just a problem. And I said, she's going to find ways to consume those calories some other way. And this is a good example of how she kind of functions throughout the day. Because, again, think about it. She has free time all day long, 10 hours or so of free time a day, if not more. Because she sleeps a lot, I'm sure. She's got this food in the house, and so she comes up with these crazy concoctions. Of course, she calls this a meal, but I'm not buying that. I think it's a snack. So she will just find ways to put together whatever food she's got because she just needs to consume it. She just needs to eat constantly. And she'll find ways to make it tasty. And this is a great example of that. And I think she's doing this all day long. She's bigger now than she was a week or 2 ago. And she's claiming she's losing weight. She claims she lost like 6 pounds over the last, week. She's bigger now than she was. So this is what she's doing all day.
Try this. And with pretzels as well. I don't know how people could exist not liking cottage cheese. And I am having a Gatorade. It's the Glacier Freeze kind. So good. So the last thing I'm having is a Heath bar. If you don't know what a Heath bar is.
So she's saying that all she ate all day, and of course she's not going to give us the calories, but she's claiming that all she ate all day was that leftover thing, the bagels and the pepper and radish, the weird concoction she just had in the bowl, and a Heath bar, a single Heath bar. I don't buy that for a second. I just don't. This person who has proven that she has no self-control at all, she is obsessed with food. It's all she thinks about. It's all she talks about. And she sits at home alone with nothing to do for 10 to 12 to 14 hours a day. And she doesn't eat any more than that. Bullshit. I just don't buy it. And I wouldn't care, right? None of this would matter if it weren't for the fact that her audience is full of a lot of young people who are impressionable. And unfortunately, whether we want to admit it or not, several of them think that they can look up to her and listen to anything she says. You and I know she's full of absolute grade A horseshit, but they don't. And so she is saying, I'm only eating this amount of food. And then she shows that she keeps gaining weight or that she's obviously getting bigger or at least not getting smaller. So then what happens is these people watch this and they think, oh, well, what's the point in even trying? If that's all I'm going to eat and I'm still not going to lose weight, then I'm not even going to bother. And so she perpetuates this sort of fat acceptance thing where it doesn't really matter what you eat. You're just never going to lose weight. Because that's kind of her brand, right? She claims that she's eating under 2,600 calories a day, and she just magically doesn't lose weight. She didn't get it. She just doesn't. And there are a lot of young people out there with weight issues that see her like that and are like, well, then there's no point in trying. If I can just eat that, what she just ate today, and I'm not going to lose weight, then what's the point? She is an influencer, whether we like to believe it or not.
It's literally just toffee with some chocolate. So good. One of my favorite. That's the toffee. All right, you guys, I gotta admit, today was kind of a weird day of eating for me, just in my opinion. My brain's over here like, okay, could have done better, could have done worse. It was just kind of a blow.
What do you want to bet she's not going to say, I should not have ordered a 20-piece nugget? Maybe she will. Maybe she will surprise me. Maybe she'll say, the one thing I should not have done was order a 20-piece nugget. So let's see.
vlog day for me. So it is time for food for thought.
And remember, this is the section where she asks herself questions.
This is just a time for me to reflect on the day and what I ate. So I'm going to be answering 3 questions. If you had to improve on one thing about today's food intake, what would it be? Probably getting McDonald's. Like, I understand that I'm allowing myself to order delivery to my home 3 times a week. And I do normally choose healthier options like sushi, Hawaiian food.
Okay. I almost thought there for a second that she was going to say I shouldn't have ordered 20 nuggets. But no, she's just talking about just McDonald's in general. She really doesn't get it. If she had ordered a 10-piece nugget, while McDonald's is still not a healthy option, that would at least make sense. But no, to her, a 20-piece nugget is just a normal amount of nuggets. That is wild. Oh man, that's the root of the problem right there. She doesn't get it. This whole food for thought thing is just an excuse for her to remain in her delusion. And at the same time, she wants to, seem or feel like she's really giving it some thought and really considering her actions and considering the way she approaches food, like, how was your intake today? It was pretty good. I think it was overall pretty good. When it's not, it is terrible. Even what she's showing us is terrible. And we know that she's eating far more than she's telling us about. So it's pointless. I would say it's the blind leading the blind, but it's just a blind person leading herself. A person with no willpower, no self-control, no understanding of what she's doing wrong when she's eating like she does, reflecting on how great she's doing on her diet. That makes no sense and is completely pointless other than to give herself permission to continue doing it because it keeps her in her delusion.
Since I started this goal, it's not very common for me to order McDonald's, but I was craving a chicken nugget. But then halfway through, they kind of gave me the creeps and I low-key regretted it. But yeah, if I can improve on that, I would have ordered something else or just cooked dinner at home. Was there a moment today?
And see, even when she does order something else, like again, she did not mention the fact that 20-piece nuggets is a bunch of hogwash, right? That's just stupid. But even when she does order something else, like she ordered sushi, and a roll, right? A single roll isn't so bad. Sushi in and of itself isn't terrible. But she got 2 rolls, and that was so much food. It was enough for 2 or 3 people, but she doesn't even realize that. She just loves it. And again, in her mind, or her explanation, or her excuse is, well, yeah, but I need more food to fill me up so that I'm not hungry. Duh. But that's the problem, right? She's never going to get to the point where she's okay eating less food because she just continues to fill up that stomach with so much food. Was there a moment today that you were about to fall off track? Please tell me that she does not say that she was on track today when she ordered 20 goddamn nuggets. Please tell me she does not consider 20-piece nuggets on track.
We're about to fall off track, but you stopped yourself? Absolutely. Multiple moments, actually. Today was just not it for me, but I tried my best, and I did a lot better than I normally would have.
That's all that matters, you guys. I tried my best. See, I can eat whatever I want, and as long as I at least say I tried my best, the weight is just going to fall off. Like any minute now, it's just going to fall off because I tried my best. I mean, it will eventually. I just got to try my best, and the weight will just come right off. Like, your best is literally nothing. It's the bare minimum and even less than that.
Do you consider today a successful day for you? No one else, just you. Why or why not?
See, this is the problem. That's her whole mentality, right? For 2 reasons. She has to have that caveat of like, is it successful for you specifically, for Amberlynn specifically, not anybody else, just Amberlynn. And she does that for 2 reasons. Number 1, because she is terminally unique, right? She has to pretend like there's something special about her that even if she eats whatever and it's complete nonsense and total bullshit like 20-piece nuggets or whatever, she can then still say it was a successful day because she's special. And the second reason is so that she can continue eating what she wants to eat, because this is where the mental gymnastics comes in, right? She can say, yeah, it was a success, even though I did this and that and this, but it was still successful because I walked 13 steps. So I'm good and I'm just going to continue doing what I want to do, you know? So her measure of success has to be specific to her so that she can continue, again, her delusion.
There are small victories in today, but then there also are moments where I'm like, not so sure. As long as I continue focusing on that like unhealthy food brain that I have.
Yeah, you mean that unhealthy food brain that you've been focusing on for 12, 13, 14 years now that has never changed, and you're literally 200 pounds more than when you started, or more, maybe almost 300 pounds more than when you started? That unhealthy food brain that you need to focus on? How's that working out for you? You've been trying to do that for so long. It's obviously not working. God damn. This is so frustrating because it's so obvious. You know, at one point she said, one thing about me is that I never give up. And what she means, because she quits everything she does, but what she means is she quits, but then she continues to pretend like she's going to do better or different this next time. So in essence, I mean, I guess she is persistent, but she just does it completely wrong. So it's never going to work. Again, she just wants to eat what she wants to eat. That's all this is about. That's all she cares about.
Unhealthy food brain that I have and staying in a calorie deficiency. I think that's what's really important. So I'm going to say today.
So first of all is deficit. A deficit is where you have less of something than something else. A calorie deficit would be that you are taking in less calories than you are burning. So you have less than that. Whereas a deficiency is saying that you don't have enough of something. Like you're supposed to have this much and you only have this much. That's a deficiency. So that's wrong. But she has never been in a calorie deficit ever in her life. She can say that all day long. It's just not true. If she was at a calorie deficit, even with the Dimas, if she was at a calorie deficit, she would lose weight. Now, would it be more difficult? Yes. But if she really was at a calorie deficit as much as she claims to be, because she claims to be in a calorie deficit almost all the time, and if that were true, even a portion of the time, we wouldn't be here. And even with the Dimas, with just a small change, a few small changes to her diet, she could lose a lot of weight pretty quickly.
I was 75% successful because I still stayed under my calories like I'm supposed to. It's not like I did anything hectic. I kind of just regret the McDonald's for some weird, strange reason. I think maybe
for some weird, strange reason. Why is it that I regret ordering a 20-piece chicken nugget? I don't know. It's weird. What an idiot. Yeah, she considers herself 75% successful today. Okay. It's that delusion, man.
Maybe if it was fulfilling to me, then I wouldn't regret it so much because I feel like I just like wasted calories, wasted a takeout. If it would have been more fulfilling and if I would have actually enjoyed it more, then I think I wouldn't be feeling this way so much. I think I'd be like, okay, that's fine. You had some chicken nuggets, now move on. But instead, I think the universe was like,
just think of how important that is to her, just food in general, right? She is so obsessed with getting satisfaction or being fulfilled. The fact that she can say if it was more fulfilling, like that's sad, man. She considers food to be what's fulfilling to her. Like not filling, she said fulfilling. The word fulfilling should not be used for food. It's more about like your character or your life, you know, like if something is fulfilling, it's like giving your life meaning and stuff like that. If she thinks that it's food's job to make her life more fulfilling or more fulfilled, that just shows right there the importance she puts on food is just way out of whack.
Like, the chicken nuggets are going to taste gross because you actually don't need them. But it's okay. Not every day can be perfect. And sometimes not even every day can be good. But anyways, that was what I ate today. I hope you guys did enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
She said, telling you what calories I'm eating is triggering. I mean, we all know it's just she doesn't like being called out. But no, she continues to live in her delusion. And it's clear that food is everything to her. You know, she claims that relationships are everything to her. When she gets in a relationship, she's obsessed with the person and that she, you know, needs their attention and she just focuses all of her attention on that. But no, it's food. Even when she has somebody, everything she thinks about, her entire life, her entire existence revolves around food. It's nothing new. It's been going on like this for over a decade. And the fact that she can continue to say, all I have to do is just get control of my, you know, unhealthy food brain and I'll be good. I ordered a 20-piece nugget today, but that's fine. That's just normal. She is absolutely 100% hopeless. There's no chance she ever has of actually losing weight. And we knew that, right? This is nothing new, but it just becomes more and more obvious the longer this goes. The longer she stays on the cycle, the more obvious it becomes that she not only has no hope of losing weight, but she also has no intention. She doesn't care. So anyway, I appreciate you guys so much. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.